On the final week before our spring break. I cannot believe that we are almost to the month of April, but we have such a great week in store for the Room 21 Rockstars. So a couple announcements, and then I'm going to send you off to the strategy session. First of all, I would like to congratulate our Rockstar of the Week, Austin Yance. You know, in the beginning of the week, Austin came up to me and said, Mr. Riker, can I have a planned lesson to teach tomorrow in math? So I said, okay. Teach us how to find the area of a triangle. He came in the next day, put some amazing effective effort into that lesson, had an amazing amount of confidence, and for that, I'm just so proud of him, and that is why he was this week's Rock Star of the Week. Congratulations, Austin. If you guys still have any outstanding Boosterthon pledges, make sure you get those in either to funrun.com or you can send them in with your scholar to school. And once again, we thank you for your support of the Boosterthon and technology at Barrett. Coming up on Thursday, April 2nd, we have such a busy day underway. First of all, we have our trip to the middle school. Your scholar will be getting on a bus right after announcements on Thursday and going to their assigned middle school. That middle school is going to have a program for them. They're going to get to watch the chorus and the band and the strings play. They're going to hear from the teachers of all of the electives at the middle school, and then a few of the middle school ambassadors, the students, will actually be leading them through the school so they can quickly kind of get a little walking tour. And then that night, I believe at all of the H.H. Poole and A.G. Wright especially, they have a parents-only middle school orientation for you guys, and that was on that form that came home with the permission form. So make sure you check on the time for your individual school, or you could go to their website if you go to the Stafford County Public Schools webpage and then find either H.H. Poole or A.G. Wright. Now, your scholar does not need to pack a lunch that day. We'll actually come back. You know, we'll have lunch a little later than normal, and then we will have our spring pictures coming up at 12:50 that day. So it's going to be a very busy day, so make sure your scholar wears, excuse me, whatever you would like them to wear when they go to the middle school so that we can get right into our spring picture. And I can assure you at the middle school, you know, your scholar is only going to be, you know, sitting in the bleachers. There will be nothing that's going to disrupt their outfit for the day. So that is coming up on Thursday. Then we have our spring break all next week. And then finally, on April 21st, we have our 5th grade field trip to the United States Museum of Natural History. And we need as many chaperones as we possibly can get. So if you are interested in chaperoning, send me an email, call me, send in a note, and I'll add you to the list. The field trip permission form and all of that information for that trip should be coming home at some point this week. I think I covered it all, guys. If I think of anything else, I'll be sure to put it into our weekly email and also on the upcoming newsletter. But now I'm going to send you over to the strategy session with Mr. Wright.
Okay, Room 21 Rockstar, so I'm going to start you off on our Fusion page this week, and I want to show you, first of all, what this science review is all about. So tomorrow you're going to receive a really big packet that you're going to want to keep in your binder every day and take home. That includes the schedule for our SOL science review and also all of the study guides that you're going to need. Now, every single week on our Class Fusion page, as you can see right here, I will post the schedule. So this week we're studying scientific process, motion, electricity, and magnetism. And it tells you the day you're supposed to study it and then the day you're going to have a 5 to 10 question quiz in class. Now you guys really have to stay up on this because your science grade this quarter is dependent on how well you do on all of these quizzes and how well you do on that science SOL at the end of the year. So let me show you where the study guides and the schedule are available online at all times in case you would happen to forget your study guide at home or something like that one night. So if you follow me down to our Rockstar document section, and if you go into the science study folder, you're going to see a couple of things. The first thing that you're going to see is actually the calendar. And let me open that up real quick so you can see what I mean. This is going to be on the front of your packet. So it looks like a lot, but really it isn't if you just break it down. So this, and that are all part of the study for this week. And then you can see spring break is on there. And then after spring break, we really start ramping it up, covering all of those things that you learned in 4th grade science. Okay, so the schedule is always available on here in case you need it. And I will assure you that we will cover for about 10 minutes every day. We'll review whatever topic you're going to have a quiz on the next day. So tomorrow in class, we're going to be looking at the scientific process, especially the key vocabulary such as independent variable, dependent variable, control, etc. And now I'll actually show you that if I can get back to our Class Fusion page here. The study guides are actually available on here as well, guys, and I put them on here just so that, you know, in case there's one night that you forget it at home, or if you prefer to do it online instead, you can. We are starting off with the 4th grade study cards, so you're going to want to make sure to open that up. We're not going to be moving on to the 5th grade review until the end of April. This whole front page is what you have tomorrow. So as you can see, we have the steps of the scientific investigation. We have some different measuring tools that honestly we have used all year long, so we should be pretty good with those. You know, the graduated cylinder, the thermometer, different ways to measure length, which we're actually working on right now in class, and then the balance and pan scale, which we've looked at just a little bit in science. And then this is a vocab that you're really going to want to concentrate on, guys. And that would include this area right here, you know, independent variable, dependent variable, constant, qualitative data, quantitative data, and elapsed time. Those are all some things you're really going to want to look at. And the cool thing is, if you look at the bottom of the study guide, these concepts are what we're covering right now in math. So tomorrow night, you're studying scientific investigation. Tuesday night, you'll be studying motion. So we have potential kinetic energy, and then this whole section right here. And then the next night, you have electricity, magnetism. The thing that's cool about the study guide you're going to be receiving in class is the fact that it has everything labeled on the study guide. The one online, I wasn't able to do that. So you're going to want to make sure you look at the one in class to make sure that you're staying up to date with what you need to be looking at home. So that's the science, and you also, don't forget, have your science quiz coming up, or your science test on sound and light on Thursday after our middle school trip. So there's a few things that you can actually look at, and you know the best place, guys, I would look at, you can actually look in your study packet that you're receiving tomorrow, but also SOL Pass like we looked at last week. If you go under light, okay, there's a study guide there, a ton of different games, and a practice quiz with questions that used to be on the SOL. So those are all great ways to study sound and light, and we're going to be reviewing it all week long in class. So don't forget to stay up on that. Now, if I move us over to math, a couple things with math this week, guys. First of all, I'm really going to stick you with a few of the same things I showed you last week, just because we're still continuing and reviewing them. And if you follow me down the page to the class news section, you'll see the customary metric units of length IXL, 2 sites. Once again, go there, practice your measurement. Let me take you to the customary system. And if you write down your work, you can get a house point for each of these. And just because it's a week before spring break, and I know it might take that extra bit of effort to put some time into this, I will actually allow you to have double house points this week for everything you do on our site, guys. So keep that in mind, put in that extra effort. So these questions are just asking approximations, which is really all we're looking at this year, guys, which is a better estimate for the volume of a sandwich bag, which we'll be actually talking about tomorrow. Would it be 1 teaspoon or 1 pint? Well, most likely in this case, 1 pint. 1 teaspoon is really small. Okay, and then it's going to go through all customary units of measure, including length, weight, capacity, and also temperature. So write those down after you try them and bring them in for 1 house point each, but since this is a double house point week, you can get 2. Great practice to be looking at home. Okay, now let me move us back again. I'm going to show you a few things we're going to be starting on Tuesday and Wednesday, but I want to give you a leg up. So those 2 sites are for what we've been working on in class the last week and what we'll be looking at tomorrow when we talk about capacity. But now I'm actually going to show you what we're moving on to, and that is converting metric units of length. Okay, so let me show you 2 things. Before I show you a video, I have a document I want you to look at that this is really what we're going to be looking at. So if you look in this middle section here where it says base, you'll see some very familiar terms: meter, gram, liter. Okay, and if you go up here, you'll see kilo, and here you'll see deci, centa, and milli. Now these 2 we don't really talk about, the hecto and the deca, but they're still there. Okay, and they have to go in this order. When we're converting units, So for instance, if you look at 1.9 centimeters, I want to know how many meters is that, okay? We work with the metric system, I told you guys, because it's beautiful, because it's all based on base 10. So what I have to do first is identify where I'm at. 1.9 centimeters is right here. I have to get to meters. So what I do is I hop on the number line, follow with me, up there, up each step, and that's 2 steps up. I went to the left, okay? So when I go to the left, that's what I have to do with my number as well. So I'm going to write down 19, but I have to keep in mind where that decimal point was, okay? And I moved 2 to the left. It was here. So how many, so if 1.9 centimeters is there, how many meters is that? Well, I'm going to move that decimal point 2 times. 1, 2, I have to put in my 0 and put my decimal point there. So if I put my 0 here and decimal point here, 1.9 centimeters is equivalent to 19 thousandths meters, okay? Not very many. Think about it though, guys, and it'll make a lot more sense to you. 1 centimeter, 1.9 centimeters is close to 2 of your little pinky fingernail, okay? A meter stick, think about that big old meter stick in class. So 1.9 centimeters is not much of a meter. Let's try one more really quickly, and then I'm going to show you a really cool video that we'll be looking at in class this week. Once again, I'm going to erase everything here. Once again, I want you to find where you're at first. So you have 5.6 kilometers, which is here, kilo, okay? And you have to get to centimeters, which is a whole way down here. So once again, I'm going to hop on the staircase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I hopped down 5, and I was going what direction? To the right. So that's the same thing you have to do in the number. All you're simply going to do, and we know where the decimal point's at in 5, 6, 7. It's right after the 7 because that's a whole number. I have to move that decimal point 5 places to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Decimal goes there. And then I have to put a 0 in every single one of those little holes. 5 zeros. I have to add my commas. And then I find out that 567 kilometers, which is a lot because 1 kilometer is equivalent to 6 city blocks, equals 56,700,000 centimeters. I want you guys to try a few for me really quickly, and those would be these two here. So once again, with the millimeters, find your millimeters. Do this one with me, guys. You have to get to meters, that's your base. Hop up the stairway. Hopped up 3 times to the left. 1, 2, 3. Go to the left. 1, 2, 3. So 8,900 millimeters is equivalent to 8 9/10 of a meter. And once again, you can kind of think in your head, 8,900 millimeters, those are tiny. 1 millimeter is equivalent to just the edge of a penny. So when we put those in meters, we only have 8.9 meters. Do the next one with me. I'm going to pause though, so I really want you to give this one a shot, guys. 712 meters, so I'm going to identify that on my scale. And I have to get to millimeters, so hop with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And I went to the right. 3 to the right. Where's my decimal point? Begin. 1, 2, 3. Put a 0 in every hole. Put your decimal point, add a comma. 712 meters is equivalent to 712,000 millimeters. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you 2 to try right now. Are you ready? Bring these in. You can get 5 house points for each of these, and I'll double it to 10 just because these are a big challenge. If I have 8.9 meters, how many kilometers is that? Okay, and finally, if I have 63 millimeters, how many centimeters is that? So give those ones a shot, guys. Now I'm going to play a video for you. Make sure you pause this if you're going to do those. I'm going to play a video for you that does a really cool job of helping us with the metric system.
I figured out how to memorize the metric system. It's all based on powers of 10. So you just need to memorize a couple Latin prefixes and then you can measure anything. Just remember King Henry. Oh, you don't know about King Henry? Listen up. King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. 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 It goes kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli, weight. Kilo, hecto, deca, lesson, centi, milli. King Henry ordered cocoa by the kilogram. That's 1,000 grams, we could barely fit it in the van. The driver drove over a hectometer, 100 meters with no AC in the two-seater. I was feeling like a joker in a deck of cards, milking cows by the decaliter in the barn. 10 liters at a time when I saw the van driver and gave her a piece of my mind. I whispered at a decibel, 1/10 of a bell, saying that King Henry wasn't checking his health. She made her finger small like a centimeter, 100th of a meter, and said, please believe her. If he gets this much bigger, he might explode. I agreed, even the milligram of cocoa, 1,000th of a gram, might change the throne, cause hot chocolate can make a king turn cold. King Henry died drinking chocolate milk. 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 It goes kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli, weight. Kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli. Kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi, milli, weight. Kilo, hecto, deca, deci, centi.
So that's one of our major topics, guys, this week in class would include converting metric units of measurement. And I think what you're going to find is that it's so easy because the metric system is so friendly. It's all based on those powers of 10, which we're going to be looking at this week. Really quickly, and then I'm going to let you guys go. There are so many things you can do this week. And remember, they're double house points. First of all, the hashtag for the week is hashtag middle school, because we have our middle school field trip this week that I know you guys are all excited for. Bring that in for 5 house points. But because this is a double house point week, you can get yourself 10. Now, this week we're moving on to some fact and opinion. And I know you're probably, once again, like with Author's Purpose, you're thinking, oh my goodness, Mr. Reichard, you're just going to give us statements and ask, are they fact and opinion? This year what you have to do is you have to be able to back up whether it's a fact opinion with evidence from the text. So here you can see on the screen a couple of major key words that we're really going to be looking at when we're trying to figure out, is this a fact or is this opinion? Okay, on your SOL, they're not going to say, tell me if this is a fact or opinion. They're going to say, here's an opinion. Tell me the key evidence or key words from the text that gives you that idea that it's that. So look at these key words. And once again, if you answer one of these questions with your nightly reading, bring it in, you can get yourself 5 house points there. And finally, the writing fix of the week, I'm keeping it up there. Just because I love the picture and I think it would be cool to write to. And, you know, man, you could even use it towards your Grammarys if you decide to do so. So once again, the writing fix of the week is good to go. The house point race, guys, this week is getting so excited. The red house is only a few points away from the orange house and taking the lead. So do not forget to get every single house point you can possibly think of. Or if you're too busy this week to do this, this vodcast is still valid all through spring break. So give it a chance then. Now I'm going to send you back over to Mr. Reichard.
Okay, Room 21 Rockstar families, I hope that those strategies were successful for you and your scholar. As always, if you want to stay update with the happenings of Room 21, you can always follow us on Twitter, @ReichardRock. You can check out our class YouTube page, check out our Fusion page. Please remember to encourage your scholar to be studying their science study guide each night as that begins tomorrow, Monday, March 30th. So make sure they're up on that every single day so that we can prepare ourselves for the Science SOL coming up here at the end of the year. As always, you guys are the best families in Stafford County, and I'll see you next week.